Hello and welcome to the video of Black White Helm in Legacy. I'll do a quick rundown in this video and explain all the card choices here. Now I do have to give credit to a player. There's a European player that has top 8'd a few smaller tournaments, anywhere from 25 people to 150 people, and you can find on MTG top 8. I'll link it in the notes below, but he or she came up with this deck, and I've made some changes, but so far it's been doing okay. This will be only about the second or third league I've ran through, and I am looking forward to actually tweaking this just a little bit. We have a large Legacy tournament coming up at the end of March in St. Louis, Missouri. That's a charity event that we're going to the entire show. If you'd like to find out more about the show, go to thetryhards3.com. You can see it above, and we post every week. So with that, let's get into this deck. First, you'll notice it's just black-white. So we've got 4 Scrubland here. We found out there's a lot of double black, double white in here, so we were struggling with that. And so we decided to put in 2 Godless Shrines as well, running the 4 Marsh Flats, 2 basic swamps, 2 basic plains, and then an Urborg, and a spattering of fetch lands. And it is pretty resilient against the mono red decks, or all the decks that are running Blood Moons, things like that. Karakas is, of course, for your Emrakuls, your Gristlebrand, and stuff like that. And then your Urborgs just kind of help out with your mana as well. And the 0 spot, this originally was running 22 lands. We cut it down to 21 just after some testing. But we're running Chrome Mox and 2 of those, and then Engineered Explosives. Unexpectedly Absent has been quite good because it can hit any target permanent. You cast before a fetch, and it's great. Then you've got 3 Enlightened Tutors. These are card disadvantage, but they are card selection, and we have a few one-ofs in here. So it's we think that the 3 is the right number here. Then we've got 4 Swords of Plowshares, 4 Thoughtseize, and then 1 of Pithing Needle main deck. Again, I can fetch that with Enlightened Tutor. This Blind Obedience. So this helps with any of the mono red matchups. This deck is pretty weak against the mono red matchups, and I gotta say, every little bit helps with those. So the Blind Obedience, I have the 2 of in there. You can extort with it. It stops their haste creatures, and then also the Grixis Phoenix as well. It also has the weird side effect of stopping Lotus Petals from being active. And then if you're playing against the Taxes deck, if they don't have, if they don't have any type of like big artifact things, if they don't have it on turn 2, and you can play out Blind Obedience, it brings their Grim Monoliths into tapped, and their Trinispheres, and Trinisphere says if it's untapped, so you can actually kind of play this and then play into one of your Planeswalkers. So that's nice. 1 Rest in Peace. We have 4 Leyline of the Void, so this was 2. We cut it to 1. It's probably going to go back up to 2, but I want to do some testing with it. And then these Dark Confidants here, 4 of them, just because that's really the best black-white card draw you can get. We have 1 Council Judgment, just as a hit-all. 2 Liliana the Veils, 2 Liliana the Last Hope, and then 2 of the Kaya Orzhov Usurpers. The version that originally was running the 4 mana Kaya, and it just never performed very well for me. So the 3 mana Kaya has been doing fairly well. Again, it hits a lot of good stuff in mono red. It gives you incidental life gain, and then it hits a lot of stuff in like Grixis Control, things like that, in their graveyard. You got your 1 E-Bridge. You can fetch it with E-Tutor. Your 4 Leyline of the Void's main, because this is a black-white Helm deck. And then I've got a 1 of Knight of Souls Betrayal, just so I can fetch it if I need. If I'm up against Death and Taxes, it helps a lot. If I'm up against Storm, where they make a bunch of Goblin tokens, it helps a lot. And it's just a decent all-around card. Yes, it does kill your Dark Confidants. That sucks. But when you need it, you need it. And we kind of have a discard outlet a little bit with these Chrome Moxes as well. So any of these cards that you just kind of hit, you're like, I don't really want them, you can tag them with Chrome Mox. Sideboard. 1 Containment Priest, 1 Ethersworn Canonist. I'd like to go up 1 more Containment Priest, find a spot for it. The Canonist you can fetch with E-Tutor, so turn 1 you can fetch this, and then turn 2 play it. One Luminarch Ascension. This is great against the control decks or the really slow like Stoneforge decks. There's some of them, like the blue white ones that have been running around, that they can have explosive starts, but they are really a long-term control deck. You get this down early, and it's hard for them to deal with. Timely Reinforcements for mono red, great card. Aura of Silence. This is great against basically anything that has enchantments and anything that has artifacts in it. So this is kind of a hit-all. It's on the edge of playable, but it is great against Storm as well. But the problem is you can't pump it out until turn 3 against Storm. Humility. It's great to bring in against your Sneak and Show decks, your Duresses, for your combo decks. One of Bitterblossom. Again, it's great against your control decks. Toxic Deluge, that's just in every sideboard. One of Damnation. A single Amulet of Safekeeping. This is just a Storm, and that's about it. If you hit that, this again, the Amulet, the Aura of Silence are kind of the two weakest cards so far, and they may just become Ethersworn Canonist. But this is something that, it's just kind of a anti-Storm card, but it has been good and it has been bad. Your two Zealous Persecutions, and then one of Anguished Unmaking, just as a kind of instant speed Vindicates. And this was a Vindicate. I just really like the instant speed, be able to hit just a variety of different things. So that's kind of the deck. We'll run it into a league, and we'll see you in a few.